This place is already incredible and we haven't even gotten inside yet. The Rio Grande Valley in South Texas is of course known as a fantastic destination for birders. What it's typically not known for, though, are wetlands. With a lot of open spaces, arid deserts, and dry woodlands, water is at a premium, and animals, including birds, flock to the wetlands and marshes of the region. Today, I'm visiting one of the top places to go birding in South Texas, known for the species of water birds that reside there. Just arrived at Edinburg Scenic Wetlands, and this place is already incredible and we haven't even gotten inside yet. Immediately heard long-billed thrasher singing and saw it sitting up, then some Inca doves, which are absolutely tiny little dove species, and then close up plain chachalaca. So if this continues to be on this pace, this is going to be one of the most incredible places we've gone this trip. Edinburg Scenic Wetlands and World Birding Center is a fairly recent addition to the Parks and Preserves of South Texas. First opening in 2003. It consists of 2.5 miles of trails, a visitor center, and the main draw, ponds and canals that bring in some extremely desirable valley specialty birds, including our main targets for the day, kingfishers. Here's what we're after. We moved into the wetlands, walking the drier gardens, and finding many birds in the process. Some of them included black-crested titmice, a clay-colored thrush, and several Nashville warblers. This place is absolutely loaded with birds and they're all really active right now. We haven't even gotten to the water yet, which is where we're hopefully going to find some of the kingfishers that we're after. Eventually, we found some good habitat for the kingfishers we were searching for. While we did get some close-up looks at other cool species, we didn't find either of our target birds. We've kind of passed by some of the water so far, and we had one belted kingfisher, but neither of the two that we're looking for. Did get both kinds of night herons, the yellow crown and the black crown, so we got night heron slam, which is cool. We're going to keep looking for those kingfishers. We ended up turning down a path that was actually pretty arid, even though it ran alongside one of the ponds. On this trail, we spotted some great-tailed grackles and an indigo bunting, in addition to other species. Found a little pocket of yellow-rumped warblers and then had a handful of curve-billed thrashers, which was pretty cool species to see, just running along the ground. So still looking here, we got to more of a drier part. Scissortail? Nathaniel spotted a scissortail flycatcher, and then we saw that there was a second, and then there was a flock of them actually. That's a species that's moving through on its way south right now. I think of them most as a bird of Oklahoma and more of the drier areas, so it's interesting to see them in this area in Texas. After taking some time to watch the absolutely beautiful scissortail flycatchers, we continued on, having many experiences with the same migratory warbler species. There are just yellow-rumped warblers everywhere here now. We've seen more of them than I have anywhere else in South Texas this year. Having strayed from what would be the most fruitful kingfisher habitat, we returned to the water, making many stops at the lookouts. Here we found coots, blue-winged teals, and black-bellied whistling ducks. We turned back to the smaller pond, where we saw a black phoebe, a great kiskadee, and then suddenly, one of our target birds flew in. Just got one of our target birds here, the green kingfisher, a really awesome little kingfisher species, native to this part of Texas, and really this part of Texas only, so they're always a treat when you get to see them. They love to be in more of the thick underbrush near the water's edge, so they can be tricky to pick out, but we saw it fly in and then perch up. Really awesome find. Green kingfishers have a dark green back and head, a disproportionately large bill, and a white collar. Females have a white underside with 1 to 2 green stripes across their chest, while males have a bright rufous-colored chest. Green kingfishers live year-round in South America and Mexico. In the United States, they can be found in the very southern part of Arizona, but they have a larger range and are more common in South Texas, the region they are most known for. These small kingfishers feed primarily on small freshwater fish, which they actually dive for. However, They don't typically dive from as high up in the air as other species, but prefer to stay low in vegetation over the water or near the water's edge. Dude, Nathaniel, how's your lifer?
Amazing. Glad
How's it
we
feel?
got those good views. Awesome.
Eventually, the kingfisher flew away, and we turned our attention to the other South Texas specialty kingfisher species. Found one half of our kingfisher duo, so now we're looking for ringed kingfisher. They like to be in more open areas. A lot of times they'll be on a snag perched up above the water. So we're hoping that either us or someone here who's also birding can turn one up that we can get a look at. It would be really cool to get both kingfisher species here. Luckily, another birder did actually come up clutch for us, even though it was a different bird species than the one we were looking for. Just had another really good sighting, groove-billed Ani, which actually got picked up on another birder's Merlin, and then he called us over and he said, "What's this up in the tree?" And it turned out to be a groove-billed Ani, which is rare for this time of the year. So a really cool find. I feel like the birders have arrived here now and people are starting to see different things, so we'll see if we can keep this momentum going and find some other cool species. Groove-billed Anis aren't necessarily rare in South Texas, as they come into the state in summer, but they are rare the rest of the year, making this a very good find. After the Ani took off, we went to explore other parts of the wetlands. We found a small boardwalk where we spotted a bathing orange-crowned warbler that was actively showing its namesake orange head. We also checked out the visitor center, where we found an interesting display. We're inside the visitor center and stumbled across what I believe could be the world record for the largest great blue heron statue. I'm really glad they're not that big in real life, because we'd have problems. After that, we made a few more laps around the ponds, getting really nice views of a yellow-crowned night heron, another green kingfisher, and a few more warblers. But unfortunately, we never did track down a ringed kingfisher. We're about to head out from Edinburg Scenic Wetlands, and it was a really cool spot. I would highly recommend it for anyone that wants to see herons and other water species fairly close, and it was great to get that green kingfisher. There actually ended up being two of them because there was one male and one female, so we at least got two. Couldn't find the ring kingfisher, but it sounds like they're here sometimes they're hard to find, but either way, a really cool spot and glad that we made it here. In all, Edinburg Scenic Wetlands proved to be a fantastic place to go birding, and provided a change from the usual habitats found in South Texas. For anyone looking for herons and kingfishers in the Rio Grande Valley, this is a place that's definitely worth a visit. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and check out our other videos about South Texas. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding. Alright, look terrified. Put your hands up, shield your face. They always go for the face.